Well, if you want 1 minute on The One Show, get in touch via the website bbc.co.uk/The One Show. Yesterday's budget could well signal the end of the supermarket plastic bag. No great loss, I hear you say, but the Green Brigade could be about to come after a slightly more treasured item of our weekly shop. Gyles is not happy about it.
Follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road, follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road.
As a boy, I always wanted to be the Tin Man. All my life I've been can crazy. But now I'm feeling under threat because the tin can is under threat from the carton packet. Huh?
Tin cans are as British as fish and chips. They're not only home to our beloved baked bean, but a welcome accessory to any wedding car and an essential part of any proper upbringing. Look at my childhood sweetheart making this fairy tale castle.
It's very simple to make. The 4 towers are made out of the scouring powder tin, so they're quite firm.
Who would have thought that the mighty tin can would be under attack from a new kid on the block, the puny cardboard carton? How can a paper-based parvenu hope to win against the steely tin titan with centuries of history on its side?
And it seems that we have the Emperor Napoleon to thank for it. During the Napoleonic Wars, more lives were lost to scurvy, malnutrition and starvation than were to enemy musket fire.
Napoleon offered a prize to anyone who could preserve food for his soldiers. And by 1810, the first tin-plated, wrought iron containers had been developed. Heinz have been cooking beans in their tins here in Wigan for more than 50 years. But now they're offering an alternative. I want to know why they're meddling with such an iconic brand.
Do we need plastic pots?
Well, some people who are really busy or perhaps having a single eating occasion will appreciate a really convenient, super convenient microwavable baked beans. We started selling baked beans in cans in 1901 in the UK, and we still sell 1.5 million every single day in the UK, which means Brits are consuming about 25 servings a second.
God, think of the impact of that on the environment.
Steve Thomas has the job of promoting the benefits of canned food. He reckons the new cartons might have good green credentials, but the tin still has the edge over the competition.
We're not that worried because cans have still got a lot of benefits over other materials. It's still one of the most cost-effective ways of packaging food for the long life market. And 99% of people actually buy canned food, which is a huge amount.
There's hope.
So, rumours of the tin can's demise are premature. Hooray! But are cartons the format of the future? Will they revolutionise the way we shop? I met Richard Hands down the tin food aisle, where he thinks he has the answer.
They're very easy to use. They're great. They're easy to get home in the shopping bag. They're not very heavy. They're safe to use. For consumers, they're terrific.
It was the Emperor Napoleon who originated the tin can. Do you see yourself as the Duke of Wellington, finally defeating him? Is this the Waterloo for the can, your carton?
We're offering something additional to what's already out there, and I think that the two will coexist on the shelf, side by side, for a very long time to come.
Coexistence.
Coexistence.
This is marvellous. This is like, actually, I feel I'm in Northern Ireland at the end of the peace talks.
Professor Lee Sparks thinks that the introduction of the Tetra Recart carton is more than just a mere marketing ploy.
The rectangular shape of the Recart package and the size and nature of them means that you can get rather more in the same space, and they're also lighter. So from a retailer point of view, there are real cost benefits to be had. But I'm not sure the consumer is ready for all of this rigidity in terms of what they buy. I think we like a nice curved world rather than the rather boring rectangular linear world.
I took my tenacious tin down to the local supermarket to find out which of the two Wiganers prefer.
Grace, are you receiving me loud and clear?
Yes.
We feel a bit uncertain when confronted with a carton, don't we?
We do.
We're not quite sure what's inside it.
I haven't said that. It's all right with soup.
This is a very effective walkie-talkie, don't you agree?
Yes.
Tin can.
Tin can.
Why?
Because it's sturdier and it doesn't go everywhere when you pour it out.
Here I am using a tin can, and it's the most enormously versatile instrument. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Cardboard cartons, I would say, because of the packaging.
Would you prefer to have your soup from a tin can or from a paper carton?
A tin can.
It's true. You are what you eat. I am the Tin Man, brought up on good canned food. Beef broth from 1971, sponge pudding from 1959. That's it from me in Wigan. Yeah, that's the report. It's in the can.
Oh, I knew it had to get in there somewhere, that joke, Gyles. Clarissa, I mean, as a cook, are you a fan of the tin can, or should they just be...
No, I'm a huge fan of the tin can. I mean, they keep forever. You know, 1930 or whatever. You know, you buy your tin cans, your tin tomatoes, your whatever it is, and you have it there. That carton stuff goes off at the drop of a hat. I mean...
She's such a devotee, she's called her book Spilling the Beans.
She has,
Yes,
exactly, yes. Well linked there, yes. Your autobiography. And congratulations, it's been nominated, I believe, for World Book Award as well.
That's right, yes.
Yes, it's fabulous. It's such a great read, Clarissa, I have to say, I couldn't put it down, and I think... I thought I knew your story until I read the book, and I mean, you've had such an extraordinary life, literally going from being a millionairess to homelessness.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the only thing that really kept me off the streets was that I could cook.
Yeah.
You know, and people expect cooks to sort of be reeling under the gin bottle. So, yes, no, I've had an extraordinary life, and it's still carrying on, and I'm very lucky still to be here, really, because the amount of gin that went over my tonsils, I shouldn't be sitting here with a brain in my head and whatever.
But you came from a very privileged background. However, the relationship with your father was just horrendous, and you have so many honest accounts of that in your book. I'm sure it must have been very difficult to kind of come to terms with all of that again.
It was terribly toxic to write. I mean, you know, I thought it would be a doddle, you know, 20 years in AA and all that therapy in the beginning. You know, I thought I'd worked through all that. But it was really, some of it was very unpleasant indeed. And I mean, nowadays, you know, I feel sorry for my father. I can understand where he was coming from. And I became awfully like him. Fortunately, I didn't have any children to beat up. But it was very strange going back over it all and looking at the pictures of myself, you know, as this thin young thing. And then just coming out of it and... there you are, thin young thing. Look at that.
Having come from and seeing your father's destructive nature because of alcohol, why then do you think, is it this genetic thing they talk about, or why did you decide to go down that route?
Because I was determined that I wasn't going to drink, and you know, I have a lot of alcoholics in my family, and I wasn't going to be like that. And then my mother died, and it was a pain I couldn't stuff, if you like, and I felt this great sense of failure. Heaven knows why. And so, you know, I picked up the bottle and woohoo, I'd come home.
Do you drink now?
No, not at all.
Not at all, and thanks to AA.
Thanks to AA, not for 20 years, nearly 21 years.
Well, it really is, Clarissa, say it's a fantastic read, Spilling the Beans. Thank you so much, honestly. I could chat to you all night about this. It's wonderful, thank you.